I think until you get your bag right and your health in check, and you don't care, and and you got your business, whatever that is, until you understand that, I don't even think we should chase women. Like big fat.
I completely agree, bro.
Spent my peas on gums and trainers, disco ravers, bad behaviors, Sunday mornings, what a nightmare.
What is going on, people? And welcome back to another fantastic episode of Doing Bits TV, aka best digital chat show on the entire planet. Come on now, no games anymore. Now, people, in this week's episode, well, I'm not even doing it that frequently, but my boy, my friend, he's already been on the show once. So nice. He came back twice. Carl, baby, he's in the building. What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. What you saying?
Applause, round of applause, people. Come on, man. Yeah, how are you, man? What's going on? What's popping?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Start of a new year and that. Literally almost at the end of January, but it's gone quick. I can't lie. I say out of all the Januaries I've had in a long time, this is the quickest one. You know, most time people complaining between Christmas and payday's long, but this one's been calm.
Yeah,
I've actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this January's flown by. This January's gone rapid. I've seen a lot of changes as well. 2023 is going to be a good year, man. It's been a bit of a struggle at the moment, but I think I'm on the up. Like, I think I'm actually coming out of, like, the bullshit, so to speak. And, yeah, the trajectory is aiming upwards, man. So it's just a case of keep pushing, you know, all that kind of same cliche stuff. But yeah, no, I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, no, I think I'm in the same headspace as you, to be honest. Like, I've had years of just like having fun, chilling, coasting. Do you know what I mean? So now, like, I'm in that mind frame. Obviously, we're both like, 25, or you're 26, innit? So I'm ready to
Wait, I know I am because I got some silver hairs going on. I don't know if you can see it. But bro, the thing is, people get it twisted and they say like, oh, you're going grey. Yeah. Grey, negative, colourless, boring connotation. Turning silver rather than going grey. Turning is a transformation, and silver is a rare colour. So if you're turning silver, that's gracious. That's something to be proud about. Tell your dates. It's important, but
that's gracious, yeah. You're not turning great, gracious, yeah.
Yeah, no, cool. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. But actually, to be fair,
yeah.
Hold up, man. I'm going to be chatting waffle for a while, so I need some water. But that's actually that's how I wanted to bring you on, man, because obviously, I think, you know, how do I say it? I'd say like the algorithm, right? Or the thing that's popular now, which probably should have been popular before, is just being a man, you know, with people our age. People our age, people younger than us, you know, whatever it is. It's like now the cool thing to do is to try and be like a bit of I wouldn't say alpha male, but just like really fully embrace being like a traditional man. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I guess it depends what side of the fence you're on, innit? So
you're saying it's a cool thing to do.
You're saying it's a cool thing to do, but on the other side, it's not so cool. It's toxic, whatever. So, but at the end of the day, like most things, there's probably a fine balance, and it's just having to toe that line carefully. Without saying certain things or doing certain things. But at the same time, you got to be true to yourself, innit? You don't have to pretend to be what you think is good. Like, just be yourself at the end of the day. But same time, I can agree now, like, now's probably like a pivotal time. Like, a lot of madness is going on socials, in government. Like, mad story, actually, yeah? Like, I've been seeing it a couple times, like, how I'm going to mention him, Voldemort here, the guy who shouldn't be mentioned on the internet. Andrew Tate.
Are you talking about Tate?
Yeah, mate. I'm talking about the top G.
Big up Tate to an extent. I'm going to get in trouble for saying I big someone up, but I don't actually care because reasons I big him up are completely fair in my opinion, you know. And I knew the conversation was going to go on to Tate anyway, so I'm cool with that. Yeah, 100%. I mean, like you say though, you make an interesting point. You know, whether it's cool or whether it's like something people actually do and admire and see as something that they want to be or idolize, maybe, whatever, that doesn't really matter. The facts are, though, I think as a generation, and particularly because you and I are 25, 26, you know, we're entering like our realm of proper manhood, so to speak. So like, I think it's perfectly fine for role models to be like your traditional man, you know, like your Tates and your Tristan Tates. And there's a whole other world about that I don't even really know about. They've been doing it for donkey's years that haven't really ever had like the pedestal because they haven't blown up as big, right? But like you've seen other influencers like that who kind of have the voice of like self-development and men becoming like the best version of themselves, etc.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's definitely true. But like on the flip side, what I was gonna say, I've seen them news articles or just things about like people watching Andrew Tate videos in school. Like schools are hot on it now. Like if you're watching Andrew Tate videos, that's a detention or you're getting excluded. That's madness. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, yeah. He says some mad stuff that probably should not be repeated. Like depends on what views you have, but to say, oh, you can't watch this guy's videos, or if you watch this guy's videos, you're getting attention, you're getting excluded because he's completely misogynistic. Don't get me wrong, yeah, all right. Some stuff is questionable, fair enough. But like you mentioned, I think the underlying message or the underlying message he's trying to give to young men anyway isn't all negative.
No,
but do you know what I mean? It's not in my opinion.
No.
And the way I see it, go on, what you gonna say?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, the negative things about him are predominantly like things he said about women, right? And I don't agree with that. You know, things like property, women are my property, this kind of stuff. You know, essentially like dehumanizing women. Obviously, that's terrible. But at the same time, and he said this in his interview with who was it? Piers Morgan. Sick interview. He said that with him, and he was saying that those particular like segments, or they're just segments, like that's all they are. They're taken, a little tiny portion has been taken out of like a bigger message, and then that thing has been thrown in, hit up the algorithms, and now that's like a popular thing on TikTok. And again, like that alone, I'm not agreeing with it. I haven't really looked into his views on like women and misogyny too much. The thing I'm hyper focusing on is his view on what a man should like look up to be, or like the version of manhood which is like traditional and all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, like you're 25, isn't it?
Yeah.
25, I'm 26. It's like there are certain things now that we need to move towards or want to have as our like aim or ambition that I didn't really care about when I was 23 or 22, and now they're important because we're just like clinically we're getting towards that period of being like high level men, but we're not there yet. You know, that's like the pillar we're trying to reach. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. We've got a long way to go for sure. Like I completely agree with that. But I think like the thing that Andrew Tate's done, if anything, he has almost opened the gateway or for other men to either refine what he's saying like in a better way, but also step up to the plate for young men, become that role model. Do you know what I mean? So again, we're getting to that age now. And I go out sometimes, I see all these like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, whatever, and I look at them like kids, which I shouldn't do because obviously we were that age not that long ago, really.
Oh, yeah, yesterday, man. It was yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so really and truly, I don't have an obligation to be a role model for them, but at the same time, they're going to be copying people or taking after people who are older than them. That's always really the way since you're a child, isn't it? You look up to certain other people. So I guess in a way, we have to figure out who we want to be as people, as men, and as young men, and then teach the young ones as well.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Bro, that's the whole. Like that, literally is a definition of an influencer, isn't it? You know, and I think honestly, let me just get my first on, but
he's parched.
Hydration, baby. But that's the thing, yeah, because before the whole Tate saga came along, before the movement came along for like, you know, testosterone, not testosterone, we'll talk about that in a minute. I mean, like, traditional men, masculinity, like really moving away from that idea of toxic masculinity. Before we did any of this, and before Tate was Tate, and we even knew who he was and what he stands for, like, put your mind back to what, 3 years ago? What are we now?
Yeah.
2020. Who was the male influence then? Like, who did you look up to as a man thinking that guy's got his shit together? I want to go be like him. Because in 2020, bro, like, it was a pandemic. All right, maybe that's a bad example. 2019, like, I can't actually think of someone that I looked up to who was like genuinely someone or that I wanted to be like or have their values or their kind of stature in life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. There was nobody really telling us like, stop crying. I'm not saying it's bad to cry. You want to cry before I get. But anyway, like,
speak your truth. Speak your truth.
Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? Just do what you have to do. Like I say it all the time. And you can say in my life, I don't. But the world is not going to stop spinning for you at the end of the day. Like nobody's
this
waiting
to me
for
as well.
bro. I do, because it's a fact. The world is gonna keep moving, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna wait for you if you're down in the dumps. If you only, in my opinion, we only have one life here. Like, this is I'm not a religious man. That's not to say that it doesn't exist. That's just how I feel. But this is my one shot to make something of myself. I have one experience on this earth. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna waste it, man. I want to reach my fullest potential, but that's not gonna happen. Like, just feeling sorry for myself or not pushing myself to be better than I was yesterday. Do you know what I mean? So at the same time, like, even though Tate has said some questionable things, arguably, he still has a good underlying message. Like, get your ish together, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? What are you doing?
Yeah, 100%.
Stop sitting around crying, doing nothing. Make something of yourself. Be somebody. Become something. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's an important message. I hope sticks around for a long time. For, I guess, not just young men, for everyone really, but specifically young men at the minute. Because like you mentioned, if you think back, what role models do we have? Yeah, people look up to athletes and footballers and this, that, and the other. But for the general man, the general boy, the general young teenager, who's their role model? You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, I don't think we really had any, man. It was more a case of like who's popular in the moment, you know, like what male is doing well for themselves, and we can look at as like a token of success and manlyhood and like masculinity. Before that, you know, I'll say it. I think the person we had was probably Conor McGregor in the terms of like the span of which he had on young men, and that's just because he was just like cocky and arrogant and people like sports and UFC was up and coming, blah, blah, blah. But before Tate, unless you're in the YouTube world and you're like a real diehard YouTuber, who have we had that is all about the testosterone and the masculinity and traditional values? Like, bro, who have we got? And then, I'm on a rant, yeah, but this is important.
Go on.
Obviously, a lot of people, and it's mostly girls, right? Because of his comments directed towards women, which I understand. But at the same time, and I might get in trouble, but it's my opinion. We can't say that like Tate and people also that speak a similar message to Tate, who are basically just empowering men in a traditional sense, right? Not toxic masculinity, but just pushing us to be the best versions of us. How can we say that Tate, or it's bad for Tate to push masculinity in the way he does, but it's okay for female artists, like, for example, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, to make songs about wet ass pussies, and that's okay. Make it make sense.
Bro, let me just chat on this now. I'm at work the other day. I can't even tell you what the new song's called, Nicki Minaj. But I'm hearing lyrics. I can lick it, I can twist it, I can all this nonsense. I'm thinking, imagine you got like your 11, 12-year-old daughter singing them same lyrics she's hearing on the radio. What is that about? That is a madness. Her role model was Cardi B or Nicki Minaj or Megan Thee Stallion singing all these mad lyrics. And at the same time, they're saying, oh yeah, city girl behavior. And all these girls are wifed up. What?
What does it mean by city girl? What's city girl behavior? What does that mean?
Like, I'm gonna go, I can sleep with who I want. All that promiscuous kind of behavior. I'm gonna go party. I'm free. Yeah, be a boss and that, but I swear down, like, tell me if I'm lying. Like, you're another man. Surely, I find a woman who's like classy. She's not showing off too much. Like, you're like, ooh, I wonder what's under there. Do you know what I mean? She piques your interest a little bit. But if you see all the goods from the get-go, like, you've already got a misconception of her. You're not even thinking of what her personality is like or who she is as a woman. You're just looking at what she has in front of you. Do you understand? So
yeah. But I guess the counter argument to that is girls aren't out here twerking to impress men. Like, they don't care about what me and you think, and that's cool. All I'm trying to say is, yo, get your bag, do your thing. Everyone's entitled to make it whatever way they want. But you can't say, yeah, green light on that one, wet ass pussy, shake it, all that kind of stuff. You can't say, green light, go ahead. But then Andrew Tate, who in this situation only is pushing the narrative to, if you want to be a man, you've got to provide for a woman, you got to get your money up, you got to be intelligent, you got to have control, you got to have dominance, you got to provide, and you got to allow your woman to feel safe when she's around you. you can't say that's bad because it doesn't make sense, you know. And again, some of his shit that he says is fucking awful. And I don't know because I just don't turn into it, you know what I'm saying? But from the perspective of men should be traditional men, because there's a lot of soft behavior, there's a lot of like feminine kind of men these days, which, you know, I personally don't care, but for myself, I know where I want to be. And I think Andrew Tate pushing it and other people like him, it's calm. Like he's saying, be a man, be a masculine man. That's fine.
I think what the issue is, if I'm completely honest,
Go on,
is
tell
at the
me.
minute, masculinity is in a phase because of everything that's going on at the minute that's being redefined. It's being you have two sides. You have the side that's saying no, we know what masculinity is. Like this traditional man, that is masculinity. This is what it is. And you have the other side saying, no, it's not. Masculinity can be this. I can define it as this. Or it can be this. Like there's different types. So at the minute, I guess like I don't know when, but I can say right now for certain it's ambiguous what masculinity is. Obviously, you have your view of masculinity. I have mine. Tate has his.
All right, let's hear yours. Like, what's your version of masculinity? What is that?
So, like, again, I feel like I'm very traditional in my views in the fact that when I look through history and I admire, like, a lot of historical figures, I imagine, like, Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great, like, philosophers Socrates, Plato, Seneca, bare people like that, right? And I'm just thinking, if you're living in this time, at the end of the day, life is hard every single day. Like, you're almost... Because more times you're going to be poor. You're not going to be one of these rich people back in these times. So you're struggling to work. You ain't got time to feel sorry for yourself. You ain't got time to do all this. You might be going off to war in a week's time, in a month's time, for months and not coming back. You ain't got time for... Oh, I don't want to say being soft, innit? But that's just who I am, innit? Like, I like to be... I feel like being masculine is being prepared for the worst circumstances. Do you know what I mean? Being ready for the worst event to happen. Being prepared to do stuff you don't enjoy. Like, nobody enjoys going to work. Like, think about the hard jobs that a lot of men do.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I bet you they hate it.
Yeah.
They have a family to provide for, so it doesn't matter how much they hate it. To me, that's being a man. Like, that's the providing aspect of it.
So your version of masculinity is essentially doing things that you don't want to do, but you have to do it because you've got responsibility.
There's a sense of duty to do it.
I agree with that. Yeah, you know what? I totally agree with that. And mate, I agree with it so much because I've been there. You know, I mean, you know as well. Like my dad's got a lift company. Like every day, just on the tools, more or less just hating it. Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then obviously, you know, it's dark. Like it's only light between like the times of winter for not a long time. So you're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're then driving in your car, but before you drive in the car, obviously you've got to defrost it. It's freezing cold. It's chapping. You've got no motivation, but you do have discipline. So actually, fuck motivation. That doesn't matter because that is so temporary. Discipline is a thing you need to have and it's permanent. So with defrosting the car, we're driving to Bexley, we're getting in.
Get up and do it.
You just do it and it becomes a routine. And then by the time you have a hard day graph and you're literally in fucking lift shafts, standing at the bottom of a pit, walking around in human shit, oil, you're hating it. You actually feel like you're not like really adding any value because you're actually shit at the job anyway, because it's not your passions. You're not really naturally wanting to learn how to do it. It's just ticking the boxes and getting by, but you've got a duty and responsibility. You know? And you're getting back at 8 p.m. and it's dark again. And what you do? Eat some dinner and go to bed. And this is like a cycle of like negative shit. But what I do and what do most people do, keep moving forward because it's like it's a responsibility you got. It's a duty and you got to fucking do it regardless. So
yeah. And I agree with that. Like, but at the end of the day, like you said, you're not doing that anymore. You knew you had to do it for a certain period of time.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
To be in a better place afterwards. But my problem is a lot of like, I don't know if it's a generational thing. Everybody sees the best on Instagram. You're seeing the top on Instagram.
Instagram's a highlight reel. It's the best.
Exactly.
It's the best.
So you expect your life to be like that every single day. You're not seeing the shit part they're going through, bro. So you're complaining when you have to do it. You have to go through that bit to get to that better place. That's a standard. That is standard.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I've done like I used to travel 6 hours to work there and back every day for a year. Yeah, I hated it. I would complain all the time, but I knew it was something I had to do. I'm in a better place now for it. It built character. I suffered, but suffering builds character at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's another thing. That's a masculine trait for me. Like you do the shite stuff in life, but you come out of it the other end stronger and better for it.
And you just learn like a lot more about I guess about yourself and about
100
discipline. And you need to go through the shit to get a good result. I'll hold my hand up and say it though. You know, I'm not a high level man. I'm not. Because in my opinion, a high level man is something that it's just this term, isn't it? It's been coined and people say it and it's quite jokes. And if you're not, you're a brokey, water, and you know, all that kind of stuff. That was a decent accent. It was all right. It was all right. I've been practicing. But at the same time, like, bro, I'm not a high level man yet. No way.
Far from it.
You can't be. I don't think you can be until like you've really made it to the levels, you know. So I have actually the right to sit here and say some people aren't because I'm not even one yet. But I do know that I'm like that's kind of what I'm trying to move towards, and it might take time, it might take ages, but that level of like ownership and control, when you've hit that level and you've gone through shit and you've made it, you've made money, you've lost money, you've like you're in control of your fitness, your health, you're really good with relationships, you got real good family connections, you understand business, you understand finances, financial literacy, everything I think you need to be like a real like prime example of a man. It's a graft, brother. Like, and I'm nowhere near there. I'm nowhere near there. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to you about being a high level man wearing a diamond chain, talking about masculinity. I'm wearing a fucking feminine diamond chain. You know what I mean? So I get it, but yeah, it's mad.
I mean, times change though at the end of the day. But I mean, like, let me ask you a question. In today, how do you feel as a man in 2023? How do you feel that society treats you? Do you think it treats you badly? Does it treat you well? Like, could it treat you better? Are you unhappy with how you're seen in today's society? Like, what? Like, what's been your experience?
Yeah, good question, mate. I would say that men need value now, way more than they ever did.
In the dating game.
Huh?
In the dating game, especially, you're 100.
Yeah, like so much in the dating game because you got to bring more to the table now than just like you're good looking and funny. I think that used to fly. Like, look at my mum and dad, right? You know my mum and dad, yeah? My dad must have had the maddest riz ever.
Yeah, your mum's a bit of a spaz, mate.
My dad did bits. My dad absolutely proud of him. What a killer. He's a wordsmith, you know. That now, I'm not using my mum and dad, right? I'm just using that example. And he knows he's punching, you know, like I think every guy should aim to punch with their girl. It's just natural. But I don't think now you're going to have that example where you've got somebody who essentially like they've got a chat and they're funny and stuff like that. Because now these like girls are just seeing like way more options available to them because if a girl naturally or usually, sorry, is really beautiful and really pretty, they're going to have a million options.
Yeah,
good looking and he's nice. You're just another good looking, nice guy. Like our value is measured differently. So to answer your question, how do I feel? I'm just not where I need to be. I'm not. And I think until you get your bag right and your health in check, and you don't care, and you got your business, whatever that is, until you understand that, I don't even think we should chase women. Like big fat.
I completely agree, bro. Mate, master yourself first, mate. And I swear, I reckon getting girls would be easy. Like, obviously, I'm in a relationship now. That's not something I have to worry about.
No, of course.
Currently, but I completely agree with you. Become the best version of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Get some discipline. I don't know, go to uni if you want to go to uni, get that degree, get that job, make money, get that house first, get yourself right, then worry about women.
Yeah, for men as well, it's like, you know, we don't really hit our prime. It's obviously case by case, yeah, but I don't think men are even going to hit the prime until like 28, 29, maybe 30, depends really if you take care of yourself and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, why would you bother chasing women now when you have all of this time left later? These are the years essentially where you need to build like the the foundations of who you want to be. So it's like for a man, your value is really measured in a couple of things here. Is what can you do? Can you provide? What can you bring to the table? Dash your finances. And can you be like a protector and look after? And that's your health and your wealth, right? So health and wealth are our two biggest indicators of whether or not a man is valuable. And until you're making good money and you know that's consistent and you understand business and all that kind of shit, chasing women is ultimately a distraction because that takes time and energy. So
100.
it is like, it's peak, mate. It's peak. And obviously, look, you got a girlfriend, right? You got a bird, so it's different. But like for me, being single, do I want to go chase women? Absolutely. You know, do I have a bit of a chat here and there? Yes, I do. Like, do I have a fling at the moment? Yeah. But I know that, like, I do need to stop prioritizing that bit of me and focus on Charlie
100.
or Charlie. Do you know what I mean?
100%, mate. 110%. But the equation's simple, and the equation's been the same since the dawn of time. The guy who has the most stuff, who has the most wealth, has the most options. It's so simple. It's so simple. If you spend time just building yourself up, making yourself worth more, getting your bag, you will get more options. 110%.
Yeah.
110%. You'll be in them circles. You'll be in them places. You'll look like that guy. Do you understand? It's simple.
Well, that's the thing as well, yeah. Do you think, because I've asked girls this, and I'll tell you the answer in a second, but do you think women care? They do care, but I guess, let me rephrase it. Do you think girls are gold diggers? Like, do you think that that's still applicable, the gold digger thing? Or do you feel like now girls just know that their husband or their partner needs to provide for them? How do you provide for someone? Well, you got the money to do that. So is it a gold digger thing? Or is it like, actually, women just like guys with money? Like, surely.
Yeah, no. I think that's what it is. I'm not saying obviously not all women are like that. Like, I'm not going to paint a woman with the same brush. Like, that's because that just wouldn't be true.
Sure.
Like, at the end of the day, like last year, I wouldn't say I had bare peas and I was with my mate, so like she didn't care. But at the same time, let's be honest, we'd all like that. Like if you was a woman, would you not like your guys to be earning, I don't know, 500,000 a year or something? You'd be crazy. You're comfortable. Exactly. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
If you're chasing a girl, right, and ultimately because you're so focused and hyper-focused on chasing this female, therefore, where's your energy going? To her. Where's your time going? To her. And then where's it not going to? Your work and your business, your income, your finances, all that kind of shit. You'll chase this girl, and fair enough, you two might be able to make something happen, right? You might be able to start seeing each other, blah, blah, blah. Women always will have more options. So the moment you slip or you get in an argument or something stupid like that, the guy who didn't focus on her, chase her, spend all his time on her, and actually focus on his business, his income, and his finances, he'll come knocking on the door. And what can he provide? You can't. A better quality of life, more experiences, a more luxurious kind of take on things that you couldn't. So you're doing yourself a disservice anyway by just focusing on the girl.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. And like I say, the equation's so simple. It's so simple. Work on yourself. Get the bag. You'll get the girl. It's simple.
Here's one. Simple. Do you feel sorry for, like, I guess, demotivated people? Like I'm talking about men now. Do you feel sorry for them if they're like down? You know, like, you know, let's say like, oh, this thing happened with a girl and now he's down and he's not coming out and he's just sitting in his room and all that kind of stuff. Like, do you feel sorry for those kind of men? Or do you feel like now is probably the best time you could ever make some kind of money and start your own shit? And you could use that pain for fucking ammunition to be a monster. Like, what's your take on that?
You know my answer to this already.
Tell me, bruv. Tell me. Come on.
I mean, do you know what? Surprisingly, I actually do feel sorry for them guys. I do, because obviously it's not a nice feeling. We've probably all experienced that feeling when something doesn't go your way with the opposite sex, and you just feel pig, man. You just like, it hurts. It's just not nice. But like, I have this theory, and I say this quite a lot now. But energy can't be created or destroyed. Yeah, we all know that. My
boy Marco said this the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. So same with emotions. Yeah, that's how I consider them. You have a feeling there. That's a form of energy. You're feeling down. Convert that into something positive. You know, like when a guy breaks up with his girl. Now he's in the gym. He's using that in the gym, and he's just getting whammed. He's converted all that hurt, that pain, and it's physical muscle now, baby. It's power.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's motivation. It's strength. So you can do that with everything. So yeah, you're down in the dumps. It's peak. But like I said earlier, the world will not stop for you. It's going to keep on spinning. You need to get yourself up. You need to use them feelings to make yourself better. Improve yourself. Prove that person wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Who are you breaking up with? Who are you cheating on? Who are you rejecting? Do you know what I mean? Make yourself even better. Do you know what I mean?
That's kind of the beauty of being a man in the first place, isn't it? And I know that a lot of people say this on the internet. You know, there's First Man, there's this guy called Hamza. I don't know if you watch their content. There's Iman Ghazi, who created like the social media marketing agency.
Follow them on Twitter.
All of them say the same kind of thing. And it's like, and this could be through, you know, a business. I'm mainly talking about like a relationship now. When you get your heart broken, it is the most painful, excruciating thing ever, because you're always thinking she left me for someone better, someone who's got his shit together, someone that's taller, someone that's more muscular, someone that's all these things that basically you feel like you're not. But at the same time, the beauty of that shit is that you use that to convert into yourself. And as a man, you have many identities. You could wear so many different hats. Go 6 months in the gym, you could become a monster. You can be the rich guy. You could be the fucking gym guy. You could be the nerdy guy. You can be so many different identities, but you don't do it if you don't have discipline. And discipline, as I said, comes from things not going your way, and you learn from it. And now you're disciplined, saying, I'm not letting that shit happen to me again. How can I reframe it?
Exactly, bro. It hurts so much. It sticks.
Oh, it's so peak. It's,
do you know what I mean? Shit. It hurts so much. You're like, I'm never letting this happen again.
Oh,
never.
Have you had your heart broken?
Yeah. Have I had my heart broken?
Yeah.
Never.
What?
Never.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That's wild.
Man. Yeah, never. But I always think, though, like, as dumb as this sounds, I think if it ever happened, I'm turning into an animal. It has to. I hate to be that person. I hate to feel sorry for myself. I don't feel like anybody's
like, if you're feeling sorry for yourself, like you said, like, what are you going to do? What's that going to solve? Sitting there, like, it's all gone shit. I'm going to just sit in my room and stare at the wall, and fucking walk around and thinking of, like, you know, bad ideas in my head. Fuck that. Fuck off.
Exactly. Exactly, man. It's just there's so much potential within everyone, especially young men. Like, but I don't feel. And going back to what we started with, like, who's that role model to say, yeah, you can do this, bro? Like, let's get it together. And I feel like there's more people now. There's definitely more people now, but my issue with a lot of these people are there's some sort of monetary gain behind it. So you have all these coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have all these coaches saying, yeah, come on, bro, you can do this. Pay 5K and I can teach you how.
Yeah. Like, get your manhood back for 10K on a course and you'll become a man. Exactly, and that is like a sinister backstory. But do you know what, mate? That's mostly like, you know, I'm not even trying to slag everyone off here, but that's mostly American dons anyway, to be fair. That's like the American, like, yo, coaching online. And obviously, look, I'm a closer, so I get it, right? You do sales too, I understand it. But we are not trying to just, like, convert dollar signs. Like, it's so much bigger than that, bro. Like, but heartbreak is fucking awful, G. Heartbreak is shit. And I've been through it. It's shit.
I know. I've seen you, bro.
Oh, mate, you lose your identity, like, because the voice in your head is, like I said, he's better than you. He's got this. He's got that. That's why she left you. It's your fault. It's your fault. And you can't get over it. Like, you know, you still feel it today. I still feel it sometimes as well. But like you said, with a lot of shit comes a lot of power. So you just turn, becoming a beast. And I flipped the script and it got me out, but I don't wish it upon anybody. Like, heartbreak is just awful, bro.
No, I hear that. And at the same time, I feel like if you got a good group of boys, they almost have a responsibility to help you.
To pick you up, to pull you up. Yes.
But then it's how you do it at the same time. Because most time I'm thinking, boys will be like, oh yeah, come out on this night out. We'll go to this club, chat to this girl. No, take my man to the gym. Do you understand? Like, start a business. Do you know what I mean? Why are you going back to where you started? You don't need to get into the girl situation again. That's not going to make him better. That's not going to make him better than he was. Do you understand? So start a gym together, start a business together. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Because that's all.
It's brotherhood, isn't it? And I think for so long, brotherhood has been like almost pushed to the side because of this whole narrative of toxic masculinity. Men are trash, you know, all these kind of things. Which, to be completely fair, there is definitely a thing there. You know, there are a lot of fucking dickheads out there. But at the same time, I think because of that phase or whatever we want to call it, that's now stopped us from saying brotherhood, masculinity, like men doing things together, like pulling each other up. And one more thing as well, I'm so blessed and lucky in the fact that every single man that I surround myself with, you know, in my friends group or my social life as a whole, are absolute warriors in the sense that they'll pull me through. You know what I mean? None of this sissy bullshit. Like if I'm slacking and I'm lacking, they'll tell me to my face, pull me to one side, tell me what I need to hear, what I want to hear, slap me about and say, go the fuck up. Get your shit together. Better than that.
Yeah. I think it's undersaid as well. Women put pressure on men to be this certain kind of guy as well.
Definitely.
So they're saying, they can say, yeah, you can cry, all this nonsense.
As soon as you show your emotions psychologically and you sit there crying on a bed, no matter how like she'll be like, cry, I want you to speak to me, I want you to do this and cry and show me your emotions. As soon as you do it, in her head, psychologically, you're not this provider, the safety net, the one that can sort problems, problem solver, you know, all those things that like due to like chemical reasons and just because of the way we're wired, women are wired this way, men are wired this way. I think as soon as you let your emotions out, you lose it. You lose some element.
Let's be honest, bro. She's straight in the group chat.
100%. Oh my God, can you believe Charlie was crying on my bed and then he went to sleep? Or you never just thought Charlie cried last night looking at the ceiling and don't let them know.
Yeah,
shit. You know what, bro? There's actually so much more I want to talk about like you know, like when you're out with a girl, for example, and another guy tries it, like in what way are you gonna handle that? How is Kyle gonna handle that? But we've literally got 2 minutes left, bro. We have 2 minutes left, and
we gotta save it for the next episode, then, man. Do you understand?
Yeah. Let's bang it on the next one. Well, any last comments before we call it a night? What you got to say? We got 2 minutes now.
Because any man then watching this, focus on yourselves, become the best version of yourself. Forget about girls, man. I swear to God, forget about it. Just do you. The world will not stop spinning for you, mate. Make it happen. Get it. Come on.
Facts. Yeah, no, I back that, you know, and I know it's hard. Bro, it's hard when the girl is dank. But at the same time, if you're attracted to a girl, I'm not saying don't explore it.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. No, all I'm saying is don't not explore it, but just don't make the woman of your time or the moment become your top priority. Focus on yourself, focus on your body, focus on getting your bread up, get your money up, not your funny up, and just do your thing. And trust me, it's 2023, baby. I mean, we're lucky. Yeah, well, bro, like I know it was kind of brief, wasn't it? But
yeah, it's calm.
Short but sweet. I think I could probably not even edit this as well. I'm just going to swap the things around and then we'll just kill it from there. But yeah, man, I'm going to see you soon. But people, listen, Doing Bits TV, thank you. 2023, baby, let's go!
Spent my peas on gums and trainers, disco ravers, bad behaviors, Sunday mornings.